Hidden beneath the silt like a biological landmine, the halibut's origin story is deceptively normal. It begins life as a standard-issue fish, symmetrical, upright, and unremarkable. But then, nature takes a surreal turn. In a feat of biological contortion, one eye begins a slow, skeletal crawl across the skull, migrating until both orbs stare out from a single side. Its body collapses into a massive, living slab, destined for a life in the shadows of the seafloor. This isn't just a quirk of evolution, it's the birth of a master of disguise. By the time a fisherman's lure hits the water, the giant in the sand isn't just waiting, it's been watching them from the start. Out on the frigid, open ocean, this isn't just fishing, it's a high-stakes gauntlet. You don't hunt a monster with light tackle, you come equipped with steel-forged hooks and reinforced lines, prepared to wrestle a phantom lurking in the abyss. Somewhere beneath the hull, a halibut the size of a door sits in the silt, waiting. Then the silence shatters. The rod bows violently, arching until it nearly snaps as the fish dives for the dark. There is no frantic speed here, only the crushing, immovable weight of a living boulder dragging against the deep. Every turn of the handle is a war. Every inch of line gained is a victory bought in sweat and grit. Time stretches. The ocean itself seems to pull back, fighting to keep its prize. But the crew holds fast.
Woo! Hey!
Inch by agonizing inch, a massive, thrashing shadow rises from the depths, shattering the surface in a violent eruption of spray and raw power. When that giant finally hits the deck, the boat goes silent, the collective breath of the crew finally escaping. The battle is won, but as the adrenaline fades, the realization sets in. The true transformation is only just beginning. A single blade, honed to a terrifying edge, waits in the chef's steady grip. Against the sheer scale of the halibut, the knife seems small, but its power is absolute. Everything hinges on the opening incision. As the blade tracks the spine, it separates flesh from frame with unerring accuracy. One precise stroke follows another until the fish unfurls. What surfaces are magnificent alabaster fillets, pristine, flawless, and heavy with potential. The rugged giant of the seafloor has been refined into culinary gold. As the last bone is cleared, the intensity fades, giving way to a gentler, more deliberate rhythm.
All getting filleted. So this bit is the cheek. Oops. Beautiful.
He once took a full side off one without cutting it in.
Sometimes I kiwi, sometimes I put on some normal fish.
Quiet preparation, intentional slices, ginger, garlic, and scallion laid out like a map. Over the steaming halibut, the ginger works its magic, letting the natural sweetness of the Pacific remain the hero. On the plate, a dark drizzle of soy meets a bright forest of fresh herbs. Then, the signature moment, the pour of hot oil. That soft, iconic sizzle is the sound of a dish coming to life, sending a wave of fragrance through the air. From the rugged ocean floor to a plate of pure elegance. This isn't just a meal, it's a masterpiece of less is more. But the story of this fish doesn't end with the gentle rise of steam. This isn't just seasoning, it's a ritual. Cajun spices, black pepper, and smoked paprika are hand-pressed into every crevice to build that iconic blackened crust. Into the screaming hot pan it goes, hitting the bubbling butter with a roar. No moving, no fussing, just pure, intense heat turning spices into a smoky masterpiece. The flip reveals a perfect obsidian dark sear. As the butter bastes the fillet, it locks in the moisture, ensuring the inside is as delicate as the outside is bold. It's a simple technique that yields an incredible reward, rustic, satisfying, and deeply flavorful. One journey from the deep reaches its end, and another, on the plate, begins. The albacore tuna is laid flat and held firmly in place, allowing the cutter to maintain full control. The blade enters just behind the pectoral fin, creating a clean cut at the collar of the fish. From there, the knife glides smoothly along the body, separating the skin and revealing the thick, rich flesh beneath.
Flip it over. Do the and then you're just gonna do tail, start from tail.
You can see the muscle layers part neatly as the first fillet is lifted away in one solid, continuous piece. The process is repeated on the other side, the knife held at a shallow angle to preserve every strip of meat. Finally, the rib bones and bloodline are carefully trimmed away with precise strokes, leaving two bright, pristine loins of albacore, perfectly prepared for the next stage of cooking.
Here we go.
The cooking begins. A thick steak of albacore tuna is placed onto a blazing hot pan. Almost instantly, the surface begins to sear, forming a delicate golden crust while the inside remains tender and ruby red.
Here we go. So,
The chef moves the steak gently, allowing each side to touch the heat just long enough to lock in the natural juices. A touch of oil shimmers across the pan as the aroma of the sea rises with the heat.
about a minute and a half. See? A little bit of browning. Yeah, just a point of we can see how that half of it's still raw in the middle. I'm gonna just take that out.
Within moments, the tuna is lifted from the pan and sliced. The outside is beautifully seared, while the center stays soft, vibrant, and silky. Exactly the balance that makes a perfect seared tuna steak.
Just like that.
It begins with fresh tuna, clean, vibrant, and beautifully red. The kind of fish that hardly needs much to shine. Instead of heat, the magic comes from balance. The tuna is gently tossed with vinegar and citrus, keeping its silky texture while brightening the flavor. Crisp onions, ginger, a hint of chili, and sometimes creamy coconut complete the dish. The result is light, fresh, and quietly inviting. Each bite feels cool and vibrant, like a simple taste of the ocean, perfectly respected.